Maple, did you know that it's been 17,000 miles? Oh, 17,000 miles since I have put on these Toyo tires. I think it's about time for me to give you a little review on how I like them. Too long didn't read? I love them. Over the past, I don't know, 8 months, managed to put on 17,000 miles on these Toyos, and they have been pretty much near perfect for me. There has been not as many balancing issues as my Falkens were. I think there was one time to where I got too much mud on them and I lost traction in the mud and I couldn't make up a hill. So, someone's loud car. But first, Miss Maple wants to say hi. Don't you want to say hi? Look at it. Oh, don't look it. I still need to have this nice and clear. Okay. Look at the pumpkins over there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Today we're going to talk about how they've held up the adventures I've been on and compare them between the stock Pirellis and my favorite tire of all time, which are the Falken Wildpeaks. Do I like them more than the Falkens? Only because they're EVs, which means they have a better compound and everything like that to make them more efficient for us. But I kind of put them on par with the Falkens. Now, in the traditional AT3s, the Toyo Open Country AT3s, I know that there has been a lot of wear and tear that owners have gone through with their tires at like 40,000 miles, that they're almost at 330 seconds of a tire, and that's not good. And typically with the stock Pirellis, Rivian owners, sometimes if they stay in, conserve mode, they do end up going through them quite fast. Probably a softer compound, not exactly meant for all this power, but they redesigned these, put the EV tag on them, and there are some actual notable features to them in comparison to the typical AT3s. But the AT3 EVs, they have been pretty solid. Since day one, you guys know I hate the Pirellis. Each and every single time that we go on a group drive, there always seems to be a set of Pirellis, either the 20s all-terrains or the 20s all-season, getting a puncture, getting a flat, something. And this pretty much has made me hate them. So when I picked up this into November, into December, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go look for some new wheels, and then I'm going to go look for some new tires. And right about this time, same time, the Toyos were coming out. I think I show Muse too much, do I? She just likes to hang out here. But I wanted these HRE wheels. Now, we can call them HRE wheels, but if you look on the website, they're not there. So how do I have them? The person I purchased them from said that they were a, but I think they were third shift HREs. I tried to cancel the order once I found that out, and they're like, oh, hey, we already made them. We're just waiting on shipping. And I'm like, fair enough. But they are lighter, and they have been holding up to all the abuse that I've been doing with them. In my eyes, these are great wheels. Hey. I've had them rotated twice so far, so one at 7,500 and again at 15,000. And first time, it was 14th out of 30 seconds. When Rivian tested them about 3 weeks ago, they were still at 14th 30 seconds, which I found pretty impressive. Putting on an extra 10,000 miles on them, still having relatively amazing tread life. But then when I went to go get them rotated over at Discount Tire, they said that they were 13 out of 30 seconds, which is cool because I think they start at 15th 30 seconds. Now, compared to the original AT3s, they have a little bit less tread depth, and in comparison to the Falkens, they definitely have a little bit less tread depth. Probably why they did this, for more ground connection tire science here, but they're holding strong with as much as I've been abusing them. Another thing in the AT3 EVs is that they made these sidewalls a lot smaller, a lot shorter in comparison to what the AT3s look like. In fact, let's look at one of the Falkens that I have. While opening up my garage, I caught a frog, and the frog caught themselves a fly. Let's go put them over here real quick. Maple, look, it's a frog. Yep. Here, come on, little guy. You go into the wild. Oh, not on me. Good. There you go. It's a frog. All right, back to our normal business. This is one of the Wildpeaks that I had left. Now, one thing that you'll notice is that Falken, its letters, is raised up. That might have actually started causing us some balancing issues when I first had them. Remember, it seemed like I was going to Discount Tire every other week to try to get them to fix the balancing. That could have been a reason why. Now, here on the sidewall, these are like called arrow wings per Toyo. They are actually spaced out more than what the Falkens are. Now, one nice thing about the sidewalls right here is that they can grip onto things for The Toyos, while they still grip, they're just not as pronounced, leading to more aerodynamics. Another thing too, they made them a little bit more beefy. I got the LT tires. If you would have just went with the 116s, they would have been, 116th would have still been dual wall because they're trying to make them a little bit more robust in comparison to the standard AT3s. Now, LTs, these are also LTs right here too. These are 126, these are 123s, E-load, but these tires, the Falkens, are a lot heavier than what these Toyos are. Now together, the wheel and tire is only a couple pounds heavier than in stock, versus whenever I had the Falkens on, they were close to 107 pounds with the OEM wheel and this tire. That means the efficiency that I was getting on the Falkens are the same as my efficiency that I am getting on these Toyos with my Super Pacific on. Now, a lot of people recommend just going with your standard load rating, which is the 116. I typically like going for the LT, which is light trucks, which is 126. The reason why I like to do that is because I don't want to have punctures. I do a lot of solo adventures, and if I puncture 2 tires, that could be problematic because I have 1 spare. Now, I do have some tread, I think it's called tread ripper or whatever it's called, to where I can repair it myself, depending on how bad the gash is. But I would rather lose some efficiency to have some comfort in knowing that they will not puncture, because they are a 3-ply versus a 2-ply of your standard 116. Now, you're probably like, 3-ply? I used to have 10-ply. It's the same thing, but it is just speaking in different terms. 10-ply is the old rating, 3-ply is the new rating. Do I exactly know what they mean by that right now? No, but I'm sure someone in the comments will help me understand it a little bit better. When anyone asks, what tire do I recommend? It's the Toyos now. I can no longer say the Falkens because the Falkens are just too heavy. Now, if they come out with an EV version, I will be all over that, no problem. I love Falkens. They're probably going to go on the Tacoma, but until then, I'm sticking with the Toyos. I've taken it through snow. I've taken it through sand. You guys seen the photos of me taking this thing sideways at like 30 miles per hour. Chad, poor Chad, took his 40 miles per hour sideways, but he let out too much air, and he was on Scorpions, and he debeated. That's unfortunate. But anytime someone asks for a recommendation for tires for the Rivian, and they want it all terrains to go off-road with, and make sure that they're good and safe, along with having a good daily driven tire, I recommend these. As for the road noise, I am hearing them a little bit more now, but I feel like the wind from my Super Pacific is a little bit louder, and so is my tinnitus. So if you're looking for a tire that will not leave you stranded due to a puncture and will get you through most forest roads and through the dunes and everything like that, go with the Toyos. I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, go with the Toyos. They will do right by you. That being said, I have some new wheels coming in, so we're going to test out some new tires. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm probably going to test out the Pirelli XTMs. Apparently they're made better, more aggressive, less puncture than what the stock Scorpions are. So we will see. I'm going to get upset with myself if I tried it out and they're just trash. But yeah, I'll give you my initial 1,000 mile review once I get them in. They should be shipping, the wheels should be shipping next week, and then after that, I'll probably have the tires on in a week and a half after that. So somewhere in September. Anyways, that's my cue to go. You guys have a great night. Look at the Toyos.